this is Erica from Creators and Coffee, founder and CEO of Autofluencer. And joining me today is Jacob Duhe from Duhe Speed Shop. Hopefully you have seen some of Jacob's content. We've featured him before on our social as a creator spotlight. He is unapologetically himself, and I love it. And he joins us right now from the great state of Louisiana. Hey, Jacob.
How y'all doing today?
Good,
It's
good.
uh,
Yeah.
it's a pleasure to join you here.
Oh, good. Well, we love having you and getting your tips and advice for other creators, or as I think we need to change it, as you said, to creators in caffeine.
Yeah,
Because, yeah, I was gonna say, even
because
myself,
I got a different source right here.
I don't drink coffee. I drink tea, so it's a bit of a misnomer. But Jacob, tell me, how long ago did you get started creating content? Because you've got decent sized profiles. You're over 50,000 on Instagram, 40,000 on Facebook. You're growing on YouTube. How long did you get started?
I started in January of last year, 2023. Just like I said, and if anybody watching this has a question on how to start, what you want to do, motivation, look. In November 2022, I weighed 270 pounds. I made a little plan. I said, look, I'm going to lose X amount of weight and I'm going to start filming. And that's what I did. Lost some weight January 2023, got it rolling, and never checked up since. And here we are, talking right now.
That's so awesome, and you've done such a great job. What advice, would you give someone besides setting a goal, that is wanting to be a creator, has seen, just how quickly your channels have grown in just 2 years, not even a full 2 years. What advice do you give to other creators?
Main key advice is be yourself and consistency, right? And if all you could do is 3 reels and 1 YouTube video a month, do it, right? Don't slack off, because look, you could do something for 4 years straight, and on that 5th year, you could become the biggest thing since sliced bread. So consistency and keep it rolling. And make connections, right? Talk with people and learn things just like we're doing here.
Yeah, no, that's great advice. And I would say that consistency also, we will see. I mean, it's a little bit the nature of the beast. Someone goes on a vacation, they take their foot off the gas, pun not intended, but like, and
Guilty.
all of a sudden the algorithm drops. I mean, it'll hit you.
Yeah, you got to go around vacation non-correlated and take a video of somebody's car at a gas station just to keep relevant.
Just to keep it going.
Yeah.
The guy comes out from like paying. He's like, "Man, what are you doing laying under my car?" Like, don't worry about it. I'm just getting some content. We're good.
Well, luckily I look crazy enough to where all right, this dude must be a car guy right here. He
Yeah.
got a mullet with a mustache. I'm gonna excuse him.
For you, you've also done a really great job, building brand partnerships, right? And, you've worked with a lot of brands now. You started with some. We had a call with Casey from QA1 recently on Creators and Coffee. And she was
Yep.
talking about, she started with you when you were only like 4,000 followers on in Instagram, and they've grown with you. How have you done that? Right? Like, how have you put together those relationships, especially when you're only at like 4,000 followers? What do you think to enable you to get that done when I talk to others who maybe already have 20,000, 50,000, and they're still struggling to put partnerships together?
This might be a little bit different scenario than most, because even before I made videos, I did Hot Rod Power Tour and other car events, right? And so I met Casey through other people that were already working with QA1, right? Other creators, but we just got to talking, and then I just slowly bought some stuff from her, and then they saw I started doing videos, and they were like, "Hey, look, we really want to work with you. We see something in you," and it blossomed ever since. Right? Did a little R&D with them with the suspension kit on that C30 Duhe I had, and then ever since then, it just blossomed into what it is today.
I love that. Well, and you brought up a really good point, which we hadn't talked about when we were like talking before the episode, is going to events and getting to know people. And you kind of said this a little bit before, making connections. You can actually do that before you're ready to start. Like, that
Correct.
doesn't hurt, paying to go to some of these events, getting to know people, because it'll help you once you do start going to have a little bit of a foundation of that relationship.
And to touch on that, Holly LS Fest, Texas this year, and East, my stuff, I call it my junk, was parked front and center by their booth. But just the year Holly LS Fest East 23, I was all the way off in the back in the woods. I didn't know anybody. Nobody was talking to me. And look what could happen in just a year by networking and meeting people.
And again, you mentioned this at the out of the gate, so I have to come back to it because this is also part of it. You have to be consistent in creating that content. You have to follow through with it, and you have to be yourself. Like you really got to find your voice and who you are. I think that's something that's great about you and why a lot of these brands love you is you are 100% Jacob Duhe from Louisiana. You don't try to pretend you're anybody else.
Correct.
Let's stay on the creators and then we'll go to like advice for brands, because you do have a lot of different brand partnerships. So with creators, any other tips on like ways to make it easy for brands to reach out to them? What's something easy they can do to just like one thing I see is everything you can do to remove friction from the process, make it easy, make it simpler. What else do you have?
To speak on friction, making it easier, first thing I do on all my socials is I go ahead right at the top in the description, say, email me for collabs, right? And put an email address. And I know, like you said in the beginning when me and you were talking, it could be kind of touchy-feely for some people, right, once you get bigger. But even if you just got to create an email address just strictly for brands to reach out to you, it's night and day, right? Because if they see that, they'll kind of be like, all right, this creator's pretty serious if they're looking to collab and for you to reach out to them, right? So
yeah, exactly.
Easy thing you could do.
No, I think that's great advice. I think it makes it really, really simple. It's easy for the brand to reach out. So now let's talk brand partnerships. So again, you've worked with a lot of brands. When you're working with a brand, what do you see makes for a more successful partnership where both sides are happier? Both sides feel like they're getting value. What are some things that you see work really well?
Number one, if you give a creator free reign to do their thing right, because every creator is different. You just can't say this, do this, and have a one set thing. Like if you give me a part and you say, hey, make a funny or cool and informative video, I'm gonna roll with it.
Yeah.
Once you set me a list, I lose interest and I have no energy for it. It'll be the most boring video you've ever seen. Look at this can of Beanie Weenies right here. These are awesome. I'm not into that.
But I do think Beanie Weenies are they
I don't
still
know
around?
why they popped in my head, but it did.
But if Beanie Weenies is still around, maybe we can tag them in this video.
Yeah, maybe we could get involved with Beanie Weenies. If you watching, go ahead. Come, I want to collab with you. Duhe Speed Shop at gmail.com.
Okay, we'll see what we can get done there. Okay, so yeah, we hear that all the time. Like if you're looking to give someone a straight script, bro, hire an actor. Like that's then what you're looking for.
Yeah, correct.
You're looking for an actor because what I love about our space is everybody I feel like is truly a creator, is truly creative. Everyone's made their own way. Very few people, that we talk to, that we see that are doing the best partnerships and in having successful partnerships, very few of them have like marketing backgrounds or come from an ad agency or something like that. They're just doing it from their heart and soul. They've built these amazing audiences. They've built amazing content because you love it. And then when you try to come in and stifle that, that can be really tough. So I love that point. That's so important. What else would you say has been something, that when you're in a partnership and the brand does this, you're like, oh, okay, now I don't even want to do this content.
They have the tracking number for UPS, FedEx, whatever, right? The same one you're seeing. So if they're closely watching that thing and they see, all right, X part been delivered to Duhe Speed Shop, they're ringing you the second it gets dropped off on your doorstep. And they're like, hey, did you start making content with it yet? Automatic turn off. I'll just send it back and say, look, I'm either going to buy it from somewhere else or I'm going to just give y'all cash and we can make a wash with this.
I think that's a great point. It's like, Look, we know you are your content, but like you've got to give some
Man,
time
give
for
me
that
some
process.
time.
Yeah. I will say though, the brands that are doing that seem to have team members without a lot happening. So feel free to send their information our way, and we can get them set up in Autofluence. I mentioned, we talked with Casey from QA1, and you had a great comment about not only does QA1 do a good job of giving that free reign, which we've certainly seen, especially with such a varied group of creators, drivers, builders, influencers that they work with. But you mentioned something else pretty cool that they do that a lot of your other brand partners don't do. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
They stay in constant communication with you, and not in a bad way, like I was just mentioning, right? In a good way, like, hey, how can we help you? What can we do for you, right? And whenever they're revamping their website and they know, all right, we've sent you a kit for a 66 Caprice Impala, same thing, right? But hey, could you go ahead and send me some still shots? We'd like to add that to our website, right? Like that's proactive. That like makes you want, man, this company is really standing out to me. Like, man, I'll be on their website. That's pretty cool. They might even, I don't know if they're doing it yet, but like simply just link if you did an install video, right? You could just link that in there.
Well,
Just
and
gives you more motivation, to work with them.
totally, totally. And that's such a great example of not just having someone like you create that content, share it with your audience, which is huge, right? There's a huge benefit in that reach, that trust you've already built with all of your followers who are also all enthusiasts, but then getting even more, we call this like maximizing the partnership for the brand, like getting more that coverage or that content, right? Now you can put it on your website and merchandise with it. And it's one less thing your team has to figure out and do. And I think that's so important. We had Nick Calaroso from Morimoto Lighting who was on, and he brought up the same thing. Like brands that aren't doing that and asking,
Yeah.
and it was just interesting. It does sound like they're probably one of the only ones asking you. And so brands that aren't doing that, take note. It's not only the other brands that say that's a good thing, but it's also creating, you were more than happy to send her that content, right?
Yeah, because like if I just post a video and it gets a couple of views on my YouTube channel, yeah, that's cool, right? But like, do more with it. I'm creating this content. Like, you can
Yeah.
do whatever you want with it after that.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great point. These were all such great tips, Jacob. We really appreciate it. And so, just as a quick recap, for those that are creators that are thinking about getting started, you've seen Jacob, you're inspired by him, just get started, right? Have a reason, get started, stay consistent, use your email address right on your page, create a unique one just for that. It could be your name collabs at gmail.com, right? To show you're looking to do collabs. And then when we think about our brand partners, right? So for those brands, when you're working with someone, you clearly picked them, right? For the strength of their content. Give them free reign. Let the Jacobs of the world go out and do a funny, cool video. Give them that. Now if there's legal things they can't do, we want
Oh yeah, like Holly don't want street racing, right? You gotta
right.
abide by those rules, but
Right. We had a fuel company be like, you can't pretend to drink our fuel. Like the lawyers will be after us on that one. So don't do that.
yeah,
There can be don'ts, like so you're clear, but don't dictate. Give them that time to build that content. You don't need to go all up on them as soon as it gets delivered, and do more with the content. Use it on your website, right? Get smart about it. Ask for permission to use it in ads, right? It does really well in ads, but you have to ask for permission for that. So
yep, and it could help the company and it could help the creator grow, right? Somebody that doesn't even really watch YouTube might click on the video on QA1.com and then like you so much they'll follow you. And then now
yeah,
they a YouTube watcher, right?
yep, that goes both ways. Yeah, for sure. So this
And
was great, Jacob. Thanks so much. Everybody follow him at Duhe Speed Shop on any social channel. And we'll talk to you again soon, Jacob.
hey, let me leave these people with a couple
Oh,
little
yeah.
things. Hey, look, whenever you get out in the garage, press record. Do not worry about how you sound, how you look. Don't worry about what your mama gonna comment on it. Do your thing. Start today because look, tomorrow's not promised, right? So get started, get going, and follow your dreams. That's what I'm gonna leave y'all with.
I love it. So good. Thanks, Jacob. We'll see you
All
soon.
right, bye.